So now I'm just marking out and putting some pencil lines on how far I want to cut out of this ceiling. In this case, I know I'll use a 3 meter long sheet of plasterboard. That's what fits in the back of my van. Plasterboard also is referred to as drywall, depends where you're from. I'm planning to cut it in half to be able to do this repair. So I'm just measuring off the wall and I'll use my chalk line to snap some straight lines. This is the Maxkil drywall saw, and it's by far the tool which has given me the most value for the least amount of money. If you haven't used one of these yet, they're amazing. They have an adjustable blade which you can set the depth according to the material thickness you are cutting. This ceiling is 10mm, so I'm setting it just under so I don't hit any cables, and all I need to do is use my knife gently to pierce the back side of the paper. It has an excellent design for dust extraction, where you can plug a hose straight in, which also keeps the chamber cleaner when you're cutting for longer. With the vacuum connected, it is virtually dust free. I like to cut it into manageable pieces, which I can easily carry on my own, without knocking into things on my way out. Thankfully, this is a nice and small job. Although it's very cramped to work in a small bathroom, at least I know there's not too much that can go wrong. You can see from this shot here how far the ceiling has removed from its framing. Make sure you double check your measurements of any penetrations before taking out the sheet. It might save you some guessing later. The cutter not quite cuts to the end of the sheet, but I can simply use my knife to separate the end. We will be replacing the insulation in this area too, so all of what you see is being removed and replaced. I've hit the jackpot and found the old cutout where the exhaust fan sits, so I'll be able to easily position and trace around it with a pencil later. Now I'm double checking my sheet measurements and measuring my cornices, writing the measurements so I can refer to them later. So we just put timber along here, timber between there, 1 3 meter sheet, cut down to 1400 here, 1400 there, set that, corners should knock that off. Actually, less work, then you'd only have one joint in the middle and a joint here, and you got an extra length of corners. I'll leave it. I tend to go to a job first before I get the materials, so I don't miss anything as I'm going in fairly blind to most jobs. I always carry my ceiling paint and undercoats with me. Ceilings are mostly always flat, which doesn't have any reflection when you're looking at it. That's your colour.